Hello people, we are on a sinking ship. The viewers are drowning and nowhere to be found. Only a few of us remain, but here we are, still afloat for the time being, talking about Percy Jackson. I think talking about Percy Jackson on a sinking ship is both ironic and fun. So let's do it. Today we are going to discuss, I'm just going to say what my top 3 ships are from the Percy Jackson, the Olympian series, and the Heroes of Olympus series. This is probably going to be pretty obvious, at least number 1. If you don't know what my number 1 is going to be, then okay. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. First off, I just want to say that, for one, we're only going to be covering canon ships. So yeah. Also, most of the ships in these 2 series that are canon, I do like. Most of them. There's a couple that are kind of meh. And I do think it's kind of weird that like every single person is in a relationship by the end. Like I've said this before, like Rick has become this big guy on like representation. What about representation for the single people, Rick? I guess Raina's all we got for that. But yeah, they're all pretty cool for the most part, but there's always a winner and a loser. There actually doesn't have to be, I'm just doing it for content. And but yeah, so number 3, I have Frazel. So I think Frazel is kind of a pretty slept on ship. I don't think it's like, I think it's one of those, I don't really think anyone hates it, but I don't know if anyone just goes on about how much they love it. But it's a solid ship for sure. They're both pretty adorable, and he's like a gigantic guy and she's pretty small, if I do remember. So yeah, that's cool. The age thing is a little weird. What, isn't Hazel like 13? Not counting the fact that she like died and came back. She's like 13, right? And he's like 16 or something. It's been a hot minute since I read Heroes of Olympus. But they've got some good things going for them. They basically had a book devoted to them getting started, Son of Neptune. They were friends at the beginning. Pretty obvious that they were kind of crushing, but they were friends at the beginning. So it was kind of like a really quickened version of Percy and Annabeth, you know, where they were friends at first, then we kind of see them brought together. But it was also kind of interesting because, you know, Hazel was dead originally, and so she was afraid that she was going to be back, returned to death when she was, when they freed, Thanatos, the death god, and she thought Percy was going to be like the savior of that because there was like some prophecy about the descendant of Poseidon. But Frank was actually a descendant of Poseidon. So, of Poseidon. So like he was kind of her savior in a way. And also he had to trust her with his little stump thing that if caught on fire, he would die. So there was a lot of trust, a lot of turmoil and stuff that they had to get through and build off of. And then we just got to see him chill and hang out. And Frank went through that jealousy phase when Leo stepped in, and he was afraid that was going to happen. And all just the good romantic tension that we got to see go through. And they're still together doing their Roman thing. It's just good. It's solid. I don't know. There's really there's nothing like to not like, really. I mean, there's nothing like huge to really like rave about, but it's just a good relationship and it's cute. And what more do you need? You know, why would you ask for more? And number 2, this one, like, do I have to keep putting Burning May spoilers, warnings? I mean, it's been like a year. I know that's not really a long time. It feels like a freaking long time. I feel like people should have been caught up by now. So I guess I'll just say I'm not going to give any major spoilers, but I will give very kind of minor spoilers. let's just say the Jasper ship is kind of janked up in the burning maze. That's all I will say. All I will say. But, so I'm not going to take that schist into account here. We're going to talk about the Heroes of Olympus. Okay? Because they weren't actually in Percy Jackson. So we're going to talk about Heroes of Olympus. It's a good ship. Okay? You know how much turmoil that they had to overcome? Like, Piper literally had to deal with an illusion relationship, had to get rid of all that, had to deal with all those false memories, and build an actual relationship with this dude, who, to Jason's credit, he has to pop into the life. Well, Leo too had false memories of these kids that had false memories of him while he has no memory. And then they get through all that to build a legit relationship. Albeit, well, keeping in mind that they're like 16, right? And no diss on you 16-year-olds. But I really don't have much respect for 16-year-old relationships. You know? When I was in high school, my philosophy was kind of like, dating's pretty stupid. Because I think dating is kind of, the point of kind of dating is to build a genuine relationship, to find someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with. I know that's kind of like fairy tale-ish nowadays. But it's like, I feel like that's kind of the point of dating. If that's not, then just be friends. You know, because basically, when you just date in high school, it's a pretty like 99% chance. I know it's not certain, but usually you're going to break up, you know. And then it's just awkward afterward. And a lot of us high school kids do it like 5 times or more. So it just seems pointless. So I really don't have that much respect. I don't know. I guess you're 16, you do stuff, you know, it is what it is. But I just really don't see like a lot of depth, I guess I should say. But in this, obviously it's fictional. You're dealing with fantasy, circumstances, and all that shit. But dang, are those circumstances heavy? Are those circumstances hard to get through? And Rick manages to give us a lot of legit circumstances and show a journey through such circumstances, through like the fate of the world, and to build a legit, strong relationship that I cared about. I know Piper's not everyone's favorite. You know, Jason's not everyone's favorite. They're not Percabeth. Okay, but like, I like them both as characters. They complement each other well. They're both kind of, they're both kind of outcast in a way. I know Jason was a leader, but then he had to be like the bridge between Greeks and Romans. And he had to kind of turn, not really turn on the Romans, but he had to kind of embrace a side of himself in the Greek side that he didn't know about originally. That's basically Piper's MMO. She's, you know, had to, her Native American descent, she's always kind of been ridiculed and made fun of, and her dad's a superstar, so she's kind of always kind of been separate too, so she's got to find her own way as well. Gosh dang it, you know, and the Lost Hero was a great trust, just, I don't even know, I don't have words. And she's like, and her mom being Aphrodite, you know, basically her driven goal from blood is to just break boys' hearts. But she, at first, goes against that. I'm still salty. I'm probably, if you guys haven't read Burning Maze, I'm probably like really just making you curious now. So go read it maybe. I don't know. And they had those, you know, that moment at the end of Blood of Olympus when they're on the roof of Aphrodite cabin, or no, it was the roof of Zeus cabin. And Jason was like giving her a speech. I can't even remember the speech, but it was basically like, you know, all this stuff has happened, but we're together and that's what matters. And I was sold. I was with it. Rick, you suck. And, but yeah, it's a great relationship. Had turmoil. I don't really feel like it was rushed. It was kind of like to the point where it was there and you didn't understand the relationship at first, so then I had to backtrack and then I had to build. And it did all that pretty well over the course of 5 books. And I'm with it. And I'm sad. And I'm sorry. So number 1 is definitely Tyela. I mean, just a solid ship. Cyclops, Harpy. What more do you need? Peanut butter. What's that? I'd like some. That's a bathroom. Cool. So there's this other cool ship. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Persibeth. It's about this guy named Percy Jackson and then this girl named Annabeth Chase. I think it's a pretty okay relationship, right? I mean, takes the course over 2 series, built up from a strong, adorable friendship at the age of 12, driven in to a rock hard, awesome relationship at the end of book 5. Not many relationships you can look back on and say, Hoover damn, this is a great relationship. But how about that friendship though? That was pretty awesome too. Was this relationship rushed? Hellheim, no, it was not rushed. It was built from the core of sweet, sweet goodness, blossomed into a wonderful tree of love. Judo flips, drooling in your sleep, fighting monsters together. Raw power mixed with impeccable wisdom. Hoover damn. I tell you, this was like the ship that, like, you know, because I used to have kind of like the manly, I'm not gonna get enthralled in some fictional relationship, that's stupid, man, I'm a man. Then I was like, screw it, dude. The schist is real. I'm down. I've totally reread that scene at the canoe lake so many times. So many freaking times. Definitely my favorite scene in literature, I won't lie. I'm not ashamed. Like when I can't even remember, man. How can I not remember? This is shame. But when they're sitting at the canoe lake and then they're talking, and he's starting to talk about when he was in the River Styx and he had to think of her, and she was like, anyone in particular? And then he's like, you're not making this easy on me. And she's like, we'll never ever make things easy on you, seaweed brain. Get used to it. And they make out, get chucked in the canoe lake and make out some more. I'm not ashamed. That schist is awesome. And I'm down with it. And I would love to have seen it in a movie. But apparently, whoever made the movies suck. A lot. And they shall perish in the depths of Hellheim. Is that a little harsh? I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. No, it's not. And not even to mention the Heroes of Olympus, the stable scene. They're just rock solid relationship, guys. I don't know what to say. I don't know what more you want. I guess you can criticize, oh, it's like a main character relationship. You know, it's cliche. Whatever. Alright? So what if we knew it was going to happen the entire time? You know, I don't know if anyone actually legitimately thought Percy would get with Rachel. Rick was trying to throw us off. My 12-year-old self was probably fooled a little bit. But yeah, sure, it was blatantly obvious they were going to get together. But the point is, a true, real relationship was built between 2 characters that we cared about. They're both their own character. They can both kick major donkey. It's not like you don't look at Annabeth and say, oh, that's Percy's boyfriend. You know, you look at Annabeth and say, oh, that's Annabeth Chase. You look at Percy Jackson, say, oh, that's Percy Jackson. They are both their own individual awesome characters that also make up a super awesome ship. Maybe they're not as good as Tyela, Cyclops, Harpy. It's hard to beat. But they're pretty truckin' awesome. And I dare must say I explained this horribly. But you guys know what you come. If you've seen my videos before, you should expect this. So thank you for watching. Enjoy this boat. It's a boat. We're talking. Maybe Percy will save us. Who else will? I don't know. But here we are. Here you are. Have a great day or night. If it's nighttime, I suggest some sweet tea. I'm sorry if you're on the west coast of the U.S. because y'all sweet tea sucks. But it is what it is. Goodbye.